Hello, friends. This is Nicholas.
And Bridge, hello everyone.
Welcome to Ayurveda Digested, where we break down ancient wisdom and practices so that we can help y'all understand this topic that's actually really simple, but can sometimes seem a little bit overwhelming. So, we're here today to actually address some of your questions out there. Bridge is quite the following. I'm not jealous at all. So
Oh,
we petitioned her followers for questions, and we got a lot more this time, and it's really exciting. But yeah, before we jump into things, how are you feeling? It's currently a new moon, equinox, and season change.
oh,
Are
lots of
you
stuff. I feel
surviving?
good. Girl, spring is my season. In Ayurveda, we have aggravation, alleviation, accumulation seasons. So where you have like certain people just feel better in certain seasons and certain people feel worse in certain seasons. So me and my body type, this is my alleviation season. I feel good. I feel like, yes, pitta is accumulating and the heat is accumulating in the background. And I have to keep an eye on that, especially right now because it is so hot. Oh my God, it's over 100 degrees where I'm at right now, where we live in Southern California. It is an insane heat wave. So I've been eating like summer food. I've also cut out because I did a 3 day cleanse. I extended it to 5 days on last week. And since then, I've just cut out some of those crunchy snacks. Crunchy, yeah, dry, chippy kind of snacks. And I feel really good not having those. So I'm keeping that up.
I'm going into my aggravation and accumulation season.
Mm, yeah, you're the opposite. People are different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel pretty bad. Whereas the beginning of winter, I was like, yeah, yeah. But now I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sticky. I'm so sticky."
Yeah. See, everybody's different. So if you're listening to this, like, see how you feel right now. If you're feeling like sticky and heavy and lethargic, and mucusy and just there's more kapha because that's the aggravating that we're in that aggravation season at the moment with spring and late winter coming to a head. So yeah,
Mhm. But come summer, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's run that marathon.
I know, and I'll be like burnout central. Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Right. Hopefully, I
Yeah.
can people like I really I like when we can have these kinds of conversations because I think it helps people better understand, right? Um, one of the surefire ways to know where you're at in the spectrum is, as you said, how do you feel right now? Like, what are you feeling right now? Like, if you
Hmm.
are, decently watered, decently slept, and decently, composed, how are you feeling? And then you can kind of see what the environment's doing to you when you're in that state.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We're all, everything is connected to everything. So you're connected with nature. You're part of nature. You are nature. So
It's
you just
happening
realize that
to you
there's
right now. It,
exactly their seasons are changing within you as within, so without, right? As
exactly.
without, so within. Yeah.
Exactly. So we got some rapid fire questions. So we need to pose them within the context of what the question was by you so that people will know what they or what the context was for the question.
Right. I mean, the context was like, hey, guys, last minute, we're recording the podcast tomorrow. What is some rapid fire questions that you have about Ayurveda? That is a question I asked, and we got a lot. So, may or may not get to everybody's, but we're going to do our best to just not ramble, and we're just going to go bang, 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 bang. Okay, towards these questions. All right. Rapid question,
Write up
rapid
one
answer.
word and then look it up either online or in an Ayurveda book.
Right. So, or ask, you can DM me, although sometimes, God, I feel so bad. If you've ever DM'd me, sometimes my messages get buried. So just send it again. Some people send multiple messages and that's fine.
Don't forget, I'm also here too.
Yes,
You could DM me at Devo Wellness. Just saying, right here
at
on.
Diva Wellness. And I tag you and all my stuff. So
Yeah.
people can find you from there too. Um, okay. So no, first question. Ready? Should we go? I'm
Let's do
excited.
it.
Alleviation season. I'm excited. I got the energy. All right. Where do you get saffron? That's a very simple question. Me, I get it. I mean, you can get it organic brand at the grocery store, but I personally got mine from an local herbal shop, and they had locally grown source saffron, which is awesome. And I do taste the difference with that. So, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, if you are in a remote area, Banyan is probably a good place to try and
Hmm.
source
Do
most
they have
things.
saffron?
I don't know for sure, but
I don't think so. Let me look. Go ahead. Let me look.
I don't know for sure. But I can also say if you're in North Carolina, you can get some stuff through the Ayurvedic Institute where I went to school. They're in Asheville, and I think there are other herbariums in Asheville. Uh, but as far as other states, I don't really know 100% where you could. Um, but local Indian stores might be a good place to source things. But thing is you don't know how long between when they produced it and packaged it to when it's getting to you, especially internationally.
Yeah, Banyan Botanicals does not sell saffron in bulk. So, but I mean, they have products with saffron in it. But yeah, like I said, at a local herb shop is where I got mine, and it was locally sourced organic saffron, and that it does make a difference, in my opinion. Um, Help with insomnia and menopause. All right. So, yeah, rapid fire here. So, I had postpartum insomnia. This seems like some sort of hormonal component going on, probably lack of progesterone. But in Ayurveda, we're always looking at the cause rather than the symptom from that perspective. Progesterone symptom, right? We need to, and the body changing during that time. All we need to do is support the body and support the nervous system because that is where the hormones are governed. Okay. So simple warm oil massage. I would go with like either castor oil because it is so deeply penetrative. If that's a word. It's very deeply penetrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Penetrative. It's very deeply penetrating. Yeah, to the deeper tissues like the nervous system tissue. And it's very cooling and calming, and it's really great rubbing that on the soles of the feet and then the lower legs at nighttime. I've had a lot of success personally with bringarage oil. You know bringarage? Bringarage, the herb.
Yeah.
So amazing. Banyan Botanicals has Bringarage oil, just plain Bringarage, and they have a Bringarage Plus oil too that also deeply penetrates, very cooling and calming to the nervous system, and very supportive for sleep. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, menopause isn't anywhere near my expertise, but I will echo what you said. Caring for the body will help foster its innate intuition and knowledge for healing and balance and harmony. So, if you're caring well for the body, then it's going to have an easier time getting you back into a stasis that is functional.
Total. I mean, that means so we're doing rapid fire, right? But you guys, like, you should know that it is total body healing. I say that with double guns. Total total body healing. This is not like symptom type of treatment. And that's something that I learned when I was going through postpartum insomnia. It's like, okay, yeah, I was using Bringarage oil, but I was also eating sattvic food. I had a dinacharya. So dinacharya is like a daily habits that you do on a day-to-day basis, consistent meal times. I did a lot of yin yoga because that really calmed my nervous system.
Often is related to vata. So any
Hmm.
activities is going to be way helpful for that.
Yes. Yes. Yes, consistency. Because the word consistency and the actual action of consistency is grounding. And that's what the body needs when there's a lot of chaos going on within the body. It needs stability. Again, Ayurveda is very simple. It's just it's the opposite quality. So when there's a lot of mobile nature within the mind and within the nervous system, within the hormones, change, menopause is a lot of change going on. It's actually, menopause is interesting. It's actually a call back to self. Oh my gosh, here we are. We're going off on the rapid
You
fire.
I'm trying to
Rash,
be good here.
go ahead. Okay,
You
next
know,
question.
good thought. It is bringing it back to self, is what you started to say about menopause.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is coming back to yourself and like realizing what you truly want out of life. And so listen to that, go in that direction rather than like, oh my God, I can't sleep direction. You will sleep when the entire body comes into balance. Bringraj oil can help though. So there's your nugget for the day.
What is it?
Um, yeah. Listen to this. Curd banana during cough and cold? Question mark.
I have no idea about that. I mean, there's so many remedies out there. I don't have an opinion.
I don't think that that's a good one, to be completely honest. That's a poor food combination. Most of the time, like when people have, unless it's prepared in a certain way that, antidotes that combination, that might be good. But coughs and colds usually originate because there's an abundance of ama. Ama is toxins within the body. And so I wouldn't go for something like that. I have used like banana black pepper before for a cough because of the demulcent properties of banana. Plus, like the black pepper is so soothing for coughs and for mucus, helps to get rid of mucus. But we have to pay attention to poor food combinings and be like why coughs and colds and poor immunity happens in the first place. It's usually because of digestive toxins. And that causes digestive toxins, poor food combinations.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say when you said banana curd, I was like, it doesn't sound like it would be helpful. That is my gut reaction as a Ayurveda practitioner. Is that even though first of all, I haven't heard anybody talk about it, especially Dr. Lod, but second of all, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I mean, Dr. Ladd says like the number one way to get a fever. I've seen it.
So
Him.
onions on the belly button, right?
No, it's like banana milkshakes, basically like banana with dairy
Oh,
uh, combination together. 'Cause it's just not a good food combination.
yeah,
Fruit with other foods is not a good food combination, just so you guys know.
I never
Anyways,
had that before.
yeah. All right. Top pantry items to always have in stock. Let's just
Oh
go with
my
like
God.
top three.
I've already got my top three.
Go, go, rapid fire.
Well, okay, CCF is
Ooh,
one. Mung dal and uh, jasmine rice. Boom.
damn! You took like two of my three. Okay. All right, well, let me just like go off of that. So, yes, have all of those things that he just said. I would also do seasonal, check out what is seasonal produce wise. So, fruits
Yeah.
and veggies that are in season right now. Remember, we are part of nature, so we have to have what nature provides for us. Um, I
I
would
mean,
do like,
an episode before, but for our new listeners, I'll just reiterate. I had this epiphany when we were talking about that is because
mm,
you're exposed to certain environmental factors. And if you're eating food that were exposed to the same environmental factors as you because it's locally grown, there's going to be a resonance there rather than a dissonance.
mm, yes, true. Um, I would also do like other whole grains such as like quinoa, oats, barley. Those are really good. You can whip those together pretty quickly as well, and they're good for a variety of different
If you're a
things.
chia, really good.
Chia seeds, yeah, chia seeds, hemp seeds. Yeah, soaked. Yeah, soaked and ground preferably. Um, and then just, a nice little spice cabinet put together. Whole spices. So I would do like whole spices
Real,
of like
real spices, but not
yeah.
not the Marie Callender's.
Yeah, no. No, or like McCormick, right? Like their spice mixture. No
I
shade.
the other day for my stuff, and I was like, I wonder how old this is because it's so dry. The parsley, that was like, it can't be good for me. It's like straight up botified, if that's a word.
Totally dried. Dried, yeah. Probably gas forming at that point. So, yeah, like some good fennel seeds, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, CCF, mustard seeds. I know, right? Uh,
Right.
Nutmeg seed, saffron, right? Cardamom seeds. These are all good to have. Indian grocery store. Go make a trip this weekend to the Indian grocery store. Okay, next one. We ready? We ready? Let's see. How to increase stomach acid.
So, oh, this is a hard one. If we're talking about slow and sluggish digestion, achanas and deepanas. So, like
Hmm.
pickle, super easy to make, super easy to consume. Want to
Hmm.
think about
I would ditto that. I mean, that's my first thought as well as the ginger, lime, lemon, or ginger, lime. Yeah, sorry.
ginger
Ginger, lime, salt.
and
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of sugar. Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, yeah. Just to kind of neutralize it a little bit. You can have that.
Making
So
fresh
what?
the best. Let it
Yeah,
soak for a little bit, maybe like an hour, not even
yeah,
not that much, but you do want it to soak a little bit so it kind of combines and then consume it non-chilled. So like at sushi place, it's chilled, so we don't really prefer it that way for its best effects. But you can eat it 30 minutes before a meal to help increase your digestive fire, which in your case, stomach acid, maybe digestive enzymes. And then if you're still feeling kind of gassy or something isn't happening right in there, you can eat it after your meal as well.
yeah. Agreed. Yeah, exact same reasons. Anything with the sour taste is going to increase those metabolic juices. So that's like lemon and lime, even like some types of yogurt, but prepared properly, right? So that can help to increase those juices
We also noticed in commonality here properly.
properly,
Cook
properly,
things well,
properly.
well done, right?
Let's just do a few more. Let's see. This one is the next one. So how to handle ama.
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, what is causing your ama?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start to give you an idea of that. If you're eating too much, eating too late, making poor food combinations, there's going to be different remedies. So, really start to evaluate what you are doing. Keeping a food journal can be a very good tool or a very powerful tool in that process.
Right. Yeah. Just so you guys know, if anyone's new here, AMA is, think of it right now as digestive toxins. So it's undigested food. So if you have weak digestion, the food goes undigested and then it creates this toxic substance called AMA in Ayurveda.
Dr.
Go
Log
ahead.
calls it toxic metabolic waste. But think
Yeah,
about it
there
like
you go.
if you overcook something and it gets kind of charred and sticky or even, you know, charred on the outside, that's what we're talking about. But inside,
Yeah, exactly. And then that can lead to a number of different diseases and also like frequent coughs and colds and all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna ditto what you said. I would also do with like my 3 day cleanse. I would totally do that. I would
I
just a
see like
simple cleanse.
3-day cleanse is really something that should be utilized frequently. Some people choose to do
Hmm.
fasting as their cleansing, but there are ways of doing it with khichdi or something simple and easy to help reset so that your Agni can start to build up. I think it was a little in my school, they would always be like, Agni and Ama are enemies, and they're always trying to fight each other. And as they battle, it's a reciprocal effect. And I was like, can't possibly be like that. I mean, it's kind of true, but I wouldn't put it so directly linked, right? Just because you have good Agni doesn't mean you're going to have low Ama, but
Right,
they do work in tandem. Strong Agni can burn through excess Ama that doesn't belong there and actually put it and or turn it into something nutritious for your body. That's one beautiful thing about cultivating strong Agni is it can transform anything that's in your body into what you need.
right. Long story short, strengthen your digestion. And you can do that with digestive teas, CCFT, 3 day Kitchery cleanse,
You got to
right?
with Agni tea, especially if you're a Pitta.
Right. So that would be so certain Agni teas, they can be too spicy, too heating. I like CCF for just most people, and then you would have it as needed. It depends on the person, but yeah,
Bridge has been saying a lot. When in doubt, go with the Sattvic or Tridoshic item first. And then if you
true.
are very familiar with your dosha and your Vikruti, then you can play around with the things that are a little bit more intense on the qualities.
What do you think? One more or two?
Oh,
Two more.
we're only at 20
Okay.
minutes.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What is what is the initial process to Ayurveda like?
Like learning? Is it, do you know, is that what you
That's the
mean?
question. What is the initial process to Ayurveda like? I think like when I how I take that question is like if somebody doesn't know anything about Ayurveda, but they're interested, they like, holistic health and alternative medicine and food as medicine, lifestyles, all of that stuff. They like herbs, but they're like not familiar with Ayurveda, even though Ayurveda is the OG of all of those things I just said.
Oh,
But they don't know that, right? So they're like, how do I? What is like the initial process of it?
mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, for me, my answer to that
Listening
question
to
would
this
be
podcast
right.
regularly. Go through all
Look
the episodes.
at Nick, just being blunt as hell. Yes, I can tell your pitta is fired up. Let's go. Um, yes, listen to us. Listen to us. Continue listening to this podcast because that's what we do. We break it down. We make Ayurveda something that is easy to understand, and Ayurveda is easy to understand, but it's more, I guess, accessible. How would you put that? Like
Yeah.
accessible
Mhm.
to other people. And so
It's
yeah,
similar to material once it's been broken down, just like in digestion, which is why we called it
right.
Ayurveda Digested. Like I had classmates who were like, "Ah, I can't believe you took that name. That was such a good name." I was like, "Yeah, and I got the URL." Just saying.
Yes, there you go. Got look at me
Yeah.
now.
So what I would say, just keeping it serious, if we're talking about education, get Dr. Live's simple red book.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I was gonna say.
it's the easiest way, and it's very, very understandable. It's this message that he's had since the 70s, and it's fantastic, and it is foundational for anything you could need. Plus, he gives simple things that you can do right then and there in that book, and then you can start to branch out and get his other books. Now, you know, careful about reading stuff and taking it word for word or treating it from a Western perspective. We're not, I have a symptom, I'm trying to treat it. We're trying to treat the whole body. So just remember that. There may be specific remedies in there, but is it for you? You need to be sure before you try.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that, I mean, that would be another step is to get an assessment to find out what dosha is out of balance for you.
Be
Um,
careful, as we've said in many other episodes, be careful with dosha tests online.
mhm.
There's John Douliard. His is pretty good because it takes into account like a spectrum of answers and responses
Mhm.
versus just, Vata Pitta Kapha.
Yeah. I don't think any of them are good, to be honest. Well, okay, let me back up. I think that it's a good intro to it to kind of get you excited about it and like see some similarities that you might have. Just don't take it as the Bible. Like, oh my God, this test said that I was Vata and I Vata out of balance. So now I am a Vata. Then you all of a sudden identify with this thing and you start treating yourself in accordance to that. That's just, it's the same as, taking a test on diabetes and figuring out that you have diabetes and then not seeing a doctor. And there's no self-diagnosing with these tests online. So yeah.
Yeah, and I would say the
Um,
other thing is if you're wanting to do simplistic things that are Ayurveda, Dinacharya, so get up and have a succinct routine. It could be 10 minutes to an hour, but it needs to be standardized for you, either in the morning and at night, or either in the morning or night, or morning and night. And have some kind of breathing practice, even if it's 2 to 5 minutes of sitting there and breathing. And I think that would be a great intro to Ayurveda just to see what it does for you and to see how easy it can be integrated and have great effects.
yeah, Ayurveda is easy, you guys. We overcomplicate things. Very simple things can make a huge difference. You just have to do them right. Um, all right, last one. And then I'm going to say if you didn't get your rapid fire question answered, don't worry. We will save it for the next time. Um, this one said, let's see, gut health help Stress has piled up at work and my bloating cannot go away. Sad face.
Well,
Ruh-roh.
for you, we've just been talking about what can help with that because that sounds like a vata derangement.
Dun, dun,
Dinacharya,
dun.
Deepana, and Pachanas with our ginger pickle to help with the digestion so that the bloating can cut down because we've fostered our Agni and breathing. So, box breathing is a really simple, really easy one. I'll break it down really quickly here. So, it doesn't matter whether you do 1, 2, 3, or 4 seconds, but you inhale for the duration, you hold for that same duration, you exhale for that same duration, and then hold empty for that duration. And you just go around that box for a little bit until you feel much more centered. And yeah, those are very simple and easy things. Don't eat food on the go and don't eat while you're driving.
Yeah, because of the stress that's piled up. I like how you said breathing because then that'll help to reduce the amount. Okay, so here's what's happening, right? So you have a lot of stress, a lot of the mobile nature going on, very windy. What is bloating? A lot of gas and wind. So, boom, that's going to accumulate within your body and then you have it there. So, address the cause, not so much the symptom. Again, stress, boom, we go into the nervous system regulation with the breathing that you just talked about. You could do that multiple times a day. In fact, that's probably what you should do. Maybe in the morning, maybe once in the middle of the day, and then maybe again at nighttime as well. Warm, cooked, moist meals at consistent mealtime. Like really prioritize your health for the next
And
three
get
days. I hate to plug my 3 day cleanse in again, but I will. For the next 3 days. Because yeah, you can do that cleanse, but you could also just start with just really simple cooked meals, nothing raw, nothing dry, nothing like crackers or anything like on the go, standing up and eating. I mean, sitting, eating down, having a warm cooked meal. It doesn't have to be sitting, eating down. Did I say that? Eating, sitting down. Wow. Whose vata's high? Is it me or you? I don't know. Um, but you get the point. It's like it doesn't have to be like you have like, oh my God, I have no time to cook. Just do a one pot simple meal, some rice and some veggies and some, dal, right? Like some mung beans or something like that. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just simple. Simple,
But like you
simple.
said, a lot of mobile quality is associated with stress. The more you can get still, especially when we're doing the breathing exercises that we talked about, the better. Even if you have to just sit down for a minute, like, right, so much is going on and you only have a minute, take that minute. It's better than not doing it.
Yes, 100% agree. All right, you guys. So let's go into some other questions that I had. Let's see. So I asked the question, what is your number one daily frustration related to your health? Dun da da. Got lots of responses from there. And then I asked a follow-up question. I was like, hey, with that problem that you just said, what food or diet have you tried for this problem that hasn't worked or hasn't worked all the way?
Like it.
Layered questions. All right. So I kind of want to go into people who answered both of those first because they they got it. Okay.
They like
They got they did it. They understood the assignment. Uh, all right, so let's just go into this one. All right, here, perfect. So Sarah said having enough energy throughout the day. All right. And then she said that she's been trying certain types of food for breakfast and delaying coffee intake. So, what do you think about that?
well, it kind of depends. One, we would need to know your dosha type. I am different than a lot of people because I am very tolerant of caffeine and coffee. I do recognize the need for bitter in my diet, and I don't often get it from the foods I consume. So sometimes I utilize coffee as my bitter within my diet. But what I would say is, um, you're definitely going to have more energy during the day if you have digestion and Agni kicking into gear at the start of your day rather than later in the day. I'm not sure about the coffee, whether it's going to bring you up or down or knock you out of balance because I don't know your dosha and I don't know, what's going on with you. But I would say that, you know, simple and easy to digest things are always going to give you more energy. And if you eat foods and you feel heavy, that's not the right food for you in the morning.
Mhm. I messed up because there was more to she just now messaged me as you were talking, and I'm like, oh wait, there she is. She expanded on the foods that she was eating for breakfast. So may I explain? So baked oats, so she does oats with milk and eggs and dried fruit, chia seeds and cinnamon, with Greek yogurt, honey, and seeds.
That
It's
sounds
quite
yummy.
satis.
But
Yeah, she said it's quite satisfying, but she prefers the baked oats to overnight oats. Overnight oats made her feel awful.
yeah, I
Hmm.
still need to know the dosha
Well,
because,
of course, right.
right, like the dairy is going to be bad for kapha, but it might be fine for pitta, and it's ambiguous with vata. Um, and when you bake it, there's more food. The food combines better, so there may be better digestion in that process, especially with the herbs that she has mixed in it. So that might explain why the overnight herbs are not as good for her digestively because, the cooking process didn't happen.
Well, this also sounds heavy, the baked oats. Oats, milk, eggs, fruit, dried
Well, milk
fruit,
and
chia
eggs, right?
seeds, milk. Yeah, especially if that's like oats, if that's dairy milk too. Not that dairy's bad. We went over that in another one. But
Hmm.
oats with dairy milk with eggs. That's heavy, heavy, heavy. That's a lot of heavy. And
Right.
then you have,
Lead me to believe that you would have a lot of energy in the morning. In fact, I would think that you would be slow and sluggish consuming
and
that.
then she pairs that with Greek yogurt, honey, and seeds. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm thinking that might lead to some heaviness for sure. The only thing that's making that somewhat digestible is the cinnamon, but the cinnamon is just holding on for dear life, and it's probably not good quality cinnamon if I'm just being real. So yeah, so yes, there needs to be more done than just breakfast, but if we were to just start with breakfast, um, why not just do like simple oats? Why do we have to bake them? Why can't we just do simple oats? Why wouldn't we just do simple oats that take like 5-10 minutes to make on the stove? You can do like cardamom, a little bit of saffron. Saffron is so good for energy.
I mean,
Um,
here's what I did this morning. I
oh
had
my God, what'd you do?
like a half cup of steel cut oats. I put boiling water in there and then I mixed in my ground herbs and then I did 2 or 3 eggs over easy with some pepper to help with digestion and then I put the runny eggs over my oats. They weren't I made sure that the oats were still kind of on the drier side, even though they were mixed and relatively cooked. And it was really delicious.
You did oats with eggs for your kapha and it's kapha season? What are you doing, Nick? What happened there? Were you hungry? Did Pitta strike? Did
I mean, I mean, I digested fine this morning, and
yeah.
by 12 o'clock I was hungry again, and I ate at like
Well, you're doing so much with the yoga studio, so it's like a lot's coming out of you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I can have pitta type digestion with all of my physical activities that I engage in.
yeah, totally, totally.
So but see, like, and see, this is what makes it hard. Like when you read all the books and stuff, as a kapha, if you're gonna have protein with your meals and have it be fine, it's usually a kapha that can do that. So
Right.
I mean, I'm not always the best one for what I do for myself because I can kind of get away with murder and still be fine.
Like I would just have a good balance. But for this person, I would have a good balance between heavy and light. So I would do like just if we're gonna do oats, we can totally do oats. I love it. It's really rejuvenative, especially this person. She looks like she's a mom, and so she like has her time is spread out essentially.
Mhm.
So having like good, just simple, you could do steel cut oats or you could do rolled oats. Rolled oats would be quicker. You can make those on the stove, maybe do like a little bit of coconut milk or plant-based milk. Plant-based milk, if you just want it to be lighter, coconut milk would be a little bit heavier because it does have that fat content to it. I would do freshly ground cardamom seeds and I would grind them up and I'd put them into the oats and set in place of your cinnamon. I'd crush some saffron in between my fingers and then put that into the oats. This is how I make my oats, by the way. So it's not just coming off of this with out of the blue air. Um,
Okay.
and right, like I don't know, I'm just not it's like coming out of this
Out
from
of
the
the
ceiling.
blue, out of thin air.
I just combine them. Something's going on with me today. I don't know. Um, I like the chia seeds, although like we can maybe like some hemp seeds with that instead of the chia seeds, just because chia can just absorb so much liquid, and perhaps that's adding a little bit, or maybe both. It just depends on the person. And then maybe some dates in there too to just give like your body just a little bit extra energy. So again, just like a balance between heavy and light with that there instead of like having the toppings be Greek yogurt and other types of dried fruits. Dates just digest a little bit
Yeah,
easier than
but
other types of dried fruit.
really, you shouldn't have, technically, based on our food combinations, even Greek yogurt with the honey after everything listed before.
Hmm. Right. It's a
That
lot.
it is a lot. I'm not one to talk though. I half the time Bridge looks at me and is like, "You ate that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I eat like a stoner. Like even sober, I eat like a stoner. Like I mix strange food combinations and I eat peanut butter like it's going out of style. The amount of
I
heavy
mean,
that
like I said, if I was doing hot yoga and because Nick teaches hot yoga. So if you're teaching hot yoga all day long, oh my God, you would need a little bit heavier things to dense, heavy things.
well, and in the
Cooling
summer,
things probably
people
do.
get IV of saline to help keep me up.
Yeah, you need that. I get it. I get it. I get it. Lifestyle plays a huge part.
Mm.
Um, all right, so let's see. That now going on to the next person.
Yeah, and I
Sorry, I
guess
have to
I would just wrap one more thing around that is
wrap it. Love it.
just play with it, right? Like try to think about which parts of your meal are heavy and then reduce the things that are heavy because that's usually what's going to make you tired and usually going to prevent you from getting energy first thing in the morning. So
Yes.
try to
Yeah.
evaluate what in this mix seems heavy. Herbs and spices are usually going to help digestion. So they are helpful, but they can be easily overrun by things like dairy, like yogurt.
Yes. 100% agree. Desiree, she said acne is her number one daily frustration. And she said that she's been trying good bacteria foods, a wide variety of foods, no processed foods, and she's cut back on sugar.
Mm, I'm I'm not really super well versed on acne, right? Like it's oftentimes associated with pitta, but the actual sebaceous overload in the pores is a kaphic reaction, but oftentimes it has a pitta origination. So there's that word again, right? Inflammation,
Yeah, right.
reducing inflammation. So I actually don't have a lot. When I get stuff on my skin, I try to keep it clean and try to keep myself from being any more excess oil in that area, but that's all I really have to offer. And it also depends, is it spotty or is it like true acne where it's like confluent, you know, over a big area? Because if it's a big area, you may consider using different topical treatments. Chiquit says, there's simple ones with turmeric, but it does stain your skin, but it does help pull out inflammation that may have lodged in that dhatu.
Yeah. I see. So somebody comes to me with acne, I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, pitta, like you said. Um, typically, typically pitta. It could be another one of the doshas, but typically. That means that there's usually a lot of heat within the body. So I'm automatically thinking like, okay, we need things that are cooling and calming and maybe even a little astringent too, because acne usually comes with oily skin. Um, right. So something that has like a little bit more astringency to it. So
Mhm.
good bacteria foods, if I'm like, okay, what are you doing for that? They say good bacteria foods. I'm automatically thinking that that person's doing a lot of sauerkraut, probiotics, um, kimchi, yogurt, something with like some kind of fermented food to boost the good gut bacteria because they've been told that that's what you do, right? To go, that's just my
All right.
and bingo, my friend, that comes a lot of sour. So sour is going, go ahead.
And here's a quick context. There's six tastes in Ayurveda, and we need to have a balance of them for our bodies to function properly. So there's astringent, pungent, sour, sweet, salty, and then bitter.
Yeah, exactly. And so the sour taste is going to do the opposite of what you want it to do. The sour taste brings a lot of heat to the body and it brings a lot of moisture to the body when we want to have things that are cool and astringent, a little bit more drying to that condition in particular. And so, boom, having like good bacteria foods because the wellness industry said that you need to have good gut bacteria and you can get them from this kimchi or this yogurt. It doesn't really make sense for that person's imbalance that is causing the acne because of those qualities that'll be increased within their body, worsening the problem. Thus, I would go down on anything sour or fermented for that person's skin condition and go up on the things that are cooling and astringent. So, cooling would be like, go ahead. You were going to say something?
I was going to say,
I
and
saw you winding
this is
up.
independent. Some of you out there may not think about it because you may be thinking about your foods that you're eating separate from party activities. Are you drinking? Are you smoking? Are you hookahing? Are you doing other things that can actually mess your system out? And so, even though you're eating well, you may actually be causing other problems with situations like that. So, because we don't know exactly what you're doing, I just want to reiterate when we're talking about this, we're assuming you're not smoking, you're not drinking very heavily, and you're not doing other things that would cause imbalance and dysregulation just on their own.
Yeah, we're really zeroing in. Like I'm even zeroing in on this certain. I'm just assuming that probably good bacteria foods is what that person's probably eating. Is like more of that sour taste, but more of like the cooling and astringent taste. So we talked about turmeric. Yeah, sure, you can put that into your foods. I would even do like basmati rice. I would do like yellow moong dal, something easy, simple to digest. I would do lots of fruits too. Um, Pomegranate is a great, sorry, my husband just coughed.
Right.
Uh, Fruit is great for the skin. It does have that moisture aspect to it, but it is very cooling. There are certain astringent fruits. Apples can be very astringent as long as they're not the sour apples. Remember, sour taste. I mean, like something that is sweet, sweet tasting things in general, or something that has a neutral taste is generally very cooling to the body. And things that have the astringent taste are going to be, um, and I say this with
And fruits
a
can be deceiving because fruits go through a cycle of their ripeness, and different parts
yes.
of their ripeness have different qualities.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because if it's the riper that it is, the sweeter that it is, the more unripe that it is, the more sour and that can be more aggravating to the skin. So that would be that's another reason why you have to eat the foods that are in season at the moment because of that ripeness aspect. Like how far did that food travel to get to you because it's so out of season, right? Like we have we have to do with what is local and what is in season at that moment of where you're living. Yeah.
We're Rounding out at 45 minutes, is there a quick one that we can tap onto?
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this person says that they have eliminated everything, fasting, all carbs, no carbs, 1,200 calories, and nothing works. And let me just find what they are doing. Well, I can't, they didn't say their problem.
Anecdote. I had a client who got down to between 600 and 900 calories. She was counting that much. And she was like, I'm just gaining weight and I don't understand. And da 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 da. Da. And even as little knowledge as I had back then, I was like, you're starving yourself. I guarantee if you put either, actually, you know what we did? Because she was exercising really hard too. I had her put, I had her put coconut oil into her shake that she did to up the calories significantly. And she lost 3 pounds within 4 or 5 days because her body then was like, okay, we're good. You can let go of this stuff because she
Isn't
was
that
starving so much,
beautiful?
holding on to onto everything. It's crazy.
That's so beautiful. Like that's Ayurveda to me. You know, like that is you're just giving the body what it needs. You know, and like and for some people that might mean reducing the amount of oil, but sometimes people need to have a little bit more oil to just like bring their body some stability and some safety too. Because a lot of the times, oh my gosh, I find this all the time when it comes to weight loss, and I'm just
Yeah, bro, you're like, okay, girl, this is this is it.
okay. Listen up. I'm just assuming that this person has issues with weight loss because I couldn't see what their number one issue was. But yeah, the calorie thing and the no carbs, all carbs, elimination, fasting, all of that. So a lot of the times when I find that somebody has tried everything and the weight isn't falling off, number one, it falls off pretty quickly when it comes to Ayurveda. I'm just going to be real with that. Yeah. So when you eat in good accordance to your mind and body type, when to your dosha and whatever's out of balance for you, it's going to fall off just like a snowman melting. It's like no big deal.
A match.
Um,
Your body
mhm.
do whatever it's a match to. So if it's a match to heavy, you'll be heavy. If it's a match to light and free, it'll be light and free. Period.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing is the emotional part of weight loss. Like,
1000%.
what is really blocking that? I find that typically it's because of two to three things. One, fat is synonymous with love. Like, that tissue is really corresponds so highly to love. And so if somebody has an issue with love or like receiving love, giving love within their life, then they'll have an issue with fat, whether holding on to fat, whatever they see as love as well. The other thing is boundaries. Typically, like somebody will create a physical boundary because they're not creating the boundaries within their life. So it's almost like a subconscious accumulation of fat to create a boundary between you and another person or you and another situation. And so just creating those boundaries. So yes, we talk about like Ayurvedic food and all of that stuff, eating for your body type, but like creating those boundaries and addressing the emotional part behind it is so important. I've seen this happen all the time, especially in relationships. And I hate to put it bluntly, but sometimes like um, sometimes when I work with clients and they have issues with their spouse or their partner, and whenever there is a separation or a boundary that is set, sometimes it doesn't always have to be a separation, but a hard line boundary that needs to be set with that person, the weight just falls off and it happens every time. The boundary part is huge. It's also like this accumulation of fat to just ground the body because fat is so grounding, especially if it's around like the hip area, like lower abdomen, hip area, because that is where the lower chakras are. And so that is where the weight will be to ground you. It's like your body's trying to help you because everything is so stressful and erratic. And I just noticed that as that person's body grounds down and has more stability and their lifestyle has more stability, again, the weight just falls off because it's just lacking grounding.
Absolutely. And I mean, you already said it in not so many words. We live in a very vata deranged world. And even though you might um, be presenting as having excess kapha, it could be related to being so vata deranged that the solution is to put more weight and put more grounding on you to hold you down, just like Bridge was saying. And so, some people are like, I'm kapha, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're totally vata deranged, and you're actually a pitta.
100%. I see this all the time, like a Vata type of weight gain, and I do their assessment. I'm like, this is Vata. This is Vata. You might think like, oh, I think I'm more Kapha because I have all this excess weight and everything else, and I'm trying to lose weight. Just because weight loss is the goal doesn't mean that you're Kapha. I've seen it all the time. It's typically like some sort of lack of boundary. There's an emotional, subconscious component to it. And our mind and body functions as a unit. And so we have to keep that in mind. No pun intended.
So poetic. She's so poetic. Yeah, and what I'll say is, look, if you're going to do macros, you've got to commit to macros. If you're going to do keto, you've got to commit to keto. It's about your belief and your adherence to the practice that you are participating in. Now, I will say your body does have a point for basal metabolic stuff that you need to be careful of. You can't just keep cutting calories. Like, you can't do that. Like, that's just not going to work. But whether you do Weight Watchers or any of these other aforementioned is really about your belief in it and your adherence to it. And if it makes you feel good versus punishing yourself, then there's not really one that's better than the other. I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking to nourish the body. So as long as you're in a good place and nourishing your body, it's good things. One thing I will say about Weight Watchers is prepackaged food may not be the best for you for extended periods of time, but it can help you manage weight. But when you're ready to learn more about nourishing foods, hit us up.
Exactly. Hell yeah. Hit us up. Come back home.
Right. I mean, it's hard because we live in a world that's making things as easy as possible for us because we have to work hard. We have to earn. We have to do all the things to make the coin to be able to afford to live, which isn't
Mhm.
what we were designed to do. We were designed to live to take care of ourselves and our community, right? We were communal, and now we're isolated, and we have to work hard to make this money that doesn't always bring us everything we need. It's tough out there, friends.
Oh
Tough
my
out.
God. Snaps for that. Yes.
All right, friends. This was a lot of fun. We're going to try to keep doing new things. So, comments on episodes and feedback would be really helpful. 5-star reviews, even better, because, we drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, let us know. It does help us out. So please leave a
Yeah.
comment.
Well, we want to be as helpful to you as possible. We're not on here just
Mhm.
to talk to each other, although I do have a pretty banger of a co-host. But but we're really here to try to help you guys understand because I love to teach, and I think that this could solve half of the world's problems right out the gate if we could
Oh,
just if
yes, it
just
can.
disseminate it to enough people.
Yes, it really can. So I'm glad that you're here. If you're listening to this and this is like one of the first time you're listening or you've been listening to us for a while, like I just appreciate you being here. And I hope that you actually implement some of this stuff into your life, even if it's small changes, and just learn more about it. Get
With
excited.
small changes. In a Vata
Hmm.
deranged world and in a Pitta deranged world, small is better.
Yes, yes. It doesn't need to be like some sort of massive overhaul. Just start small. Um, yeah,
You know?
happy to have you.
And honestly, I could say with confidence that at least 50% of people out there right now could feel better just by upping their water intake by 2 to 3 glasses a day.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Hydration.
think no, right? No herbs necessary. Like if you just drank a little bit more water, I think you could I think you could start
Or
feeling
just
better.
have some whole grains, whole foods.
Or if you don't eat pre if you don't eat anything that isn't prepackaged or prepared by other people, try preparing one meal yourself once a week and see how that feels and see how your week
Boom.
starts when you do that. Right?
Boom. Yep,
All
exactly.
right. This is our longest episode ever. Look at us go. All right, friends. This is Ayurveda Digested. We'll be coming at you at the full moon with some even more fun things. Keep a lookout on Bridges' socials to see it, other questions that she may have for you. Hit me up on my socials. I would love to interact with you there too. You can look at my beautiful studio. Just saying.
That's right.
Until next time, I'm Nicholas.
And bridge. Bye.
That's my favorite. My favorite ending. Bye.